I just think that service is been something I just felt was important. I don't know if it's just growing up in a military family and just knowing that something bigger than yourself is important. It's not just about you. It's about the country as a whole. It's about family. When you're in the military, it's about the team, the unit, just finding value. But I don't know why. It's always just made sense to me. It's always what I've done.
Flight of Flyer 2, 1 minute inbound. Roger. We have my ball launch. Start now, approach down the alley.
A few minutes in, as we started to move up, saw a couple people running around on top of the hill, and then just a few moments later, just felt like everything exploded around us. There's small arms fire coming, felt like from every direction. RPGs were coming down. Everybody just kind of started to find a place to seek cover. Just a couple minutes into it, then that's when I first heard the calls for help. Quickly gathered up my stuff, moved through the river, started moving up the hill. Dylan was already complaining that his leg didn't feel like it was straight, which kind of made me worried that it had hit his pelvis or his femur and done a lot of damage in there. As I was working on the patients, you could still just constantly feel the bullets going by. That little crest was constantly being hit with bullets, and you were getting the dust kicked up in your face, and it's just a constant reminder that that was not a safe position. We needed to try and stabilize everybody as quickly as possible, and then get them out of there. Just started using some called Celox powder, hemostatic agent, to try and stop bleeding. I just made the call to pour that on his wound as best I could, and then just use my fingers to just shove it in and try and get some kind of control, because the wound was so high up that I couldn't get a tourniquet on it. I couldn't really get a lot of pressure on it well. Because I was working on Dylan in the capacity I could, I couldn't get over to him right away, so just directed the guys, somebody to get a tourniquet on his leg. Ran out to him, checked on him. He was okay as you can be after having been shot. So he immediately got back in the fight. So I tried to figure out what had just happened to me. It felt like I'd been hit in the head with a baseball bat. Kind of just quickly tried to check myself, figure out what was going on, but I knew Scott needed help. I think he said something to the effect of, "They won't die going this way." So it was just the best call we had. So I just started getting everybody ready for the move down. So I'd check everything again, check all the bandages, check everything, then send them to Dave.
Hey, that's a good copy. We have the wires.
Once everybody was on, I went back, found my little commando squad, and got back in the fight until it was time to leave. There was still a few more casualties that we kind of had to address, but nothing was as severe as what we had up on the hill. Kind of tried to give a little bit of the story without giving away too much.
I can tell you that as an Army wife, when your husband calls you, you can tell the difference when he's saying I love you, when it's a I love you, and in case this is the last time I get to say it. I was scared enough that I actually I got Cameron, my 4-month-old, I was like, we're leaving the house because I didn't want to sit around the house all day waiting for a knock on my door. I figured that if they came to knock, they would be there when I got back. She had a rundown of the men who were injured and sort of how they were doing, that they were doing okay. And then she was like, I haven't heard anything about Ron, so that probably means he's fine. In my mind, she wouldn't have heard anything about him if he didn't make it, because they wouldn't have released that until they contacted me. Thankfully, it was only about a half an hour or so after that before Ron was able to call me. And so I had already heard that stuff happened, but hearing from him, hearing he was okay, that was definitely amazing. One of the first things he said was that everybody did amazing, everybody did their jobs, and they all worked together, and that's how everybody on the team was able to make it out that day.
Well, I was told that I'm getting the Medal of Honor, and it's my name that's out there right now. This award wouldn't exist without the team. I'm not a hero. I happened to be the medic there that day. The guys trusted me to help them, and I was going to do everything I could to not let them down.